The overriding program is the Digital Schools Awards Europe, and it provides that roadmap for digital development using the Selfie tool. It offers mentor supports. It's linked to national education policies, which is very important, but it also brings in that industry guidance and industry collaboration. So our partners, HP and AMD, along with local partners such as Computex in Ireland, we will be able to bring those partners and bring their expertise to bear to support you. It is also an independent validation. We are here to find the good work and to bring out and highlight the good work that's happening in schools. And so our independent validators are all education professionals with a strong digital expertise background. And they are there in a collaborative, collegial way to support you and to guide you as well. And that's really something that I would want to make sure that you take away. We also, as part of this program, feel it is important to give recognition for this work. You'll all be familiar with the eco schools and the active schools, supporting sustainability or supporting physical education. So we want to do something similar around digital. So giving recognition to schools that are really trying to drive excellence around the whole area of digital. Our academy is something which is only going to be available from September. We have finished a pilot program which took place over 2 years. It was funded by the European Commission. And we're very excited about this development because what we have been able to do is, through the schools that have been on the program previously, we have invited them to share examples of their good practices along the themes in the Selfie tool. And they have made those good practices available in our platform, which is the Selfie Digital Schools Academy. So this is going to be very interesting because we feel it brings some of that mentoring supports, some of that good practice examples, and makes it available to other schools. And you're going to see a little bit of that, in today's presentation. And this is going to be hopefully another great support and benefit to you on your digital journey. If you stay the course and if you sign up, I suppose, in terms of, taking on the whole area of digital from September, we will roadmap it so that you can take it on in bite-sized chunks. Say, beginning of September, all the way through to sort of the end of May, we will be there to support you on each stage and give you the signposting and give you the supports to achieve this award. So each one of these sections now, I'm going to invite my colleague Victor just to give you a little bit more detail around what each one of these sort of stages involves and how we'll be able to support you on each one of those stages. So I will hand over to you, Victor, if you're happy to take over.
Thank you very much, Anna, for that introduction. Yeah. Okay, so the stages of the Digital Schools Award, the Academy, you can see there, you can read that for yourself. I'll just highlight some of the key points there. Obviously, you would sign up to the program and we have all the information for you about the website and the contact details and so on. And then we would like you to take the Selfie tool. The Selfie tool, I'll explain, if those of you who are not familiar with it, I'll explain a wee bit more about that later. But just, it's a self-review framework. It deals with 7 different areas of school digital life, including student digital competence. And most people that I talk to say that actually taking Selfie has been a very enlightening snapshot of the school's digital footprint and digital journey, and they find it very informative. Selfie gives you a report. I'll talk about that in a second or two, and then from that report you can identify your own areas for development. Say, for example, Selfie highlights areas in leadership and continuing professional development that perhaps need development. You might say, well, let's take leadership this year, let's take CPD next year, or whatever. The idea is that once the data from Selfie highlights the issues that the school wish to take forward, it's really up to the school then to take that. And that's where the academy comes in. What we then do is say, if you've highlighted leadership as your priority from the Selfie information that you've received, or if you highlight CPD, then here is where we can help. So that's the idea. Once you're in, of course, there's a whole raft of resources and information available to you. You can draw on that evidence. You can implement the action plan that you've taken from Selfie. And then once you've done that, you can apply for the, you can apply and submit to the award for validation. So I'm now going to try to move on to the next slide. Not sure why it's not moving. There we go. So step one, sign in to the awards for Selfie, and that's the website. Step two, I mean, that's fairly straightforward. Just draw your attention to the map there. That once you're in, we register you as a school, and you have access to all the hundreds and hundreds of schools across the UK, across Ireland, and across Europe, who are also engaging with us in this programme. And you're joining part of a Europe-wide community, which is very helpful. On the right hand of the slide, you will see some of the Selfie areas, and the little bar graph section there shows you how Selfie highlights certain areas of your survey that you have taken. The survey lasts about an hour, maybe even less, for leaders, teachers, and students. And then you can compare. So, for example, if the teachers are saying our students are, need support in digital competence, but the students are saying we actually don't know that we need that level of support in our own digital competence, then there's a conversation to be had. Those things are highlighted by the survey. And as I said, most teachers find, wow, this is very interesting. This is giving us information that we didn't know about in relation to our own school. Here we are. Good. So what actually happens? What is the academy? What's it about? Well, there are three sections. First of all, let me take the middle section, are mentor schools. We call them schools that are digitally mature. That is schools who have maybe developed their digital footprint, their infrastructure, their teaching and learning, their CPD, their leadership strategies, and so on. And on the right-hand side of that slide, you can see a lot of our schools who have signed up to be mentor schools. They have signed up knowing that other schools joining the academy might contact them to find out how they've done whatever work they have done, and those mentor schools will have submitted examples of their digital teaching and learning, or their digital leadership, or whatever. That's the mentor schools, and they're there to help. Now, there is a question about how much help, what's the demand, what's the workload, and so on. We're not finding that that's a big serious issue, because schools who undertake Selfie and have the information on the review and look at our resources generally know what they want to do. And there is interaction between mentor schools and academy schools, but quite often it's just pointers for help here and there. So academy schools. So we've got mentor schools up and rolling, academy schools, the schools who join, and will be looking to see where they can gain support for whatever area of Selfie they have decided they want to develop. And again, the Selfie tool, I'll go into a wee bit of detail in a moment or two. So the academy schools are coming on. They're, if you like, the recipients of resources and information and examples of good digital education. And then the third part of this is our critical friend network. Our critical friends have two roles. They are all education experts, principals, coordinators, digital teachers, folks who have been perhaps in industry and have come into education. People like myself, I taught in a university and was responsible for ICT and do a wee bit of that work as well as a validator. We're there to help, to answer the questions, to point you in the right direction, to give you a wee bit of help in making your submission for the Digital Academy. And of course, we then conduct the validation. So I'm going to move on to the next slide.
Sorry, Victor.
Go ahead,
might
Anna.
even be worth mentioning that the platform, which is where the mentor schools have shared their practices, that's just a screenshot of what we're showing there. But that you'll see just underneath on the very right-hand side, each of the different resources are split into the different Selfie areas, so that when you go into the Academy, you can search for resources under the Selfie areas, and that then what will pop up are the different schools, the different mentor schools that have shared resources that are relevant to that Selfie area. Thanks, Victor.
Thank you, Anna. Right, my time's running out, so very, very quickly. Question is, what is Selfie? What are the areas that I keep talking about? And you can see them on the left-hand side of the screen. Leadership, what is the digital strategy for the school? Collaboration and network, how does the school use that strategy? Do you link with your ETBs? Do you link with other schools? Do you link with PDST? And so on. What are the collaborative elements? What about your infrastructure and your equipment? How is that your networking, your safety procedures, your cyber resilience procedures, and so on? CPD, teaching and learning, obviously, which is a very, very big one. Assessment and student digital competence. So there are the areas. And again, I keep repeating it. I'm not going to apologize for it. Teachers keep saying it's just so comprehensive a survey that it really enlightens the school. So my next question, I suppose you're asking, is, well, what do we have to do then to upload evidence to receive the award? Once we've identified what we want to do, and perhaps maybe we're doing it already, maybe we have that evidence, maybe we need to work on some areas and then create that evidence. What do we need to do? Well, in a submission, we would normally be looking for school policy documentations, examples from lessons, lesson plans, maybe lesson strategies, student work. We like to interview students and teachers and perhaps the coordinators and leaders. Examples of how you're using apps to support learning, examples of any partnerships that you have, and so on. And you know, the sorts of things that are happening day and daily in a school. Those sorts of things are evidence that we'll ask you to do. And as Anna has rightly said, we don't ask you to stop what you're doing and do something else. These are all things that would help and enhance the whole process of teaching and learning. So let me move on. The validation process, in other words, how you receive the award, your school is validated. In other words, once you have submitted the evidence through the Academy website, based on the criteria, which you know are again based on the Selfie areas. Our critical friends then review that evidence, and we would normally review it online. There's space for us to make a comment and to maybe either congratulate the school, validate the school, articulate the good work that's going on, and in some cases we might make suggestions for further development and so on. We would then like to visit the school. Normally that's been done virtually, and you know, the Teams and the Zoom and so on is so good these days that we find that works very well, and that's by arrangement with the school. We send guidance and we ask you to set it up in a certain way. We like to speak to students and teachers and leaders and so on, and then we would write up a report, again based on the Selfie areas, articulating all the good work. If there are suggestions that we need to make, we would make those. And for example, I wrote a report on a school last week, and the school were delighted with the report because excellent work going on, and they were actually delighted with the suggestions that we had made for further development. They felt they could take those on, and the report is, in one sense, a congratulatory report, and in another sense, it's a report which might provide help. I'm just going to move one more slide, and then I think I'll maybe hand over to my colleague. you might be saying, look, we're not a really strong digital school. So we, you know, this is, we wouldn't have a chance. Actually, as Anna has said, the award is open to everybody. And should the school be in a situation where you're still really developing your digital learning and teaching, then the issue is that we can award with targets. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're on a digital journey, you're starting out, or you're working at some aspects, and we recognise that there is development work going on, digital development work in the school. That development work is strong, say, for example, in leadership and CPD, and maybe there needs to be work done in teaching and learning. So what we say, we do award with targets, and one of those targets in that case might be teaching and learning. And we would then offer those suggestions, and with agreement to the school, we would then say, look, let's say over the next 6 months, you develop teaching and learning strategies among your colleagues, implement those in classrooms, and then that's one of the targets that we would award. So really, we celebrate the journey as well as the achievements, and I think that's the important thing to remember. So Anna, I think maybe if I hand back over, I'm not going to go on. You've got a lot of the other information. I think we need to maybe move on. Okay, can I hand back to you, Anna?
Yeah, so do you
Right,
give
so
the control back to me?
I've given you back control, yeah.
Okay, thanks a million, Victor. So hopefully that gives you a sense of some of the ways in which we would be able to support you. And before I close with the awards ceremony, I would just like to give a couple of moments to Maureen Casey from Computex, because I know that for many schools, through experience, that for many schools, there are lots and lots of questions about the infrastructure itself. The program, our focus is around the impact of technology. So that is what we are looking for in terms of the recognizing schools. But there is an element which is, you know, getting the infrastructure right is so critical to supporting that teaching and learning experience. So Maureen, if you want to give a couple of minutes just very briefly around some of the things that we can do working with Computex as a critical friend if schools are looking for support on this.
Yes, thank you, Anna and Victor, and lovely to chat to you all. So I'll be very brief because the sun is actually going in here where I am. So just to let you out before it goes in totally. Computex is an IT support company that only works with schools. So we work with primary schools, secondary schools, further ed, third level, but most of our business will be primary and second level. So what we like to say is we're an end-to-end solutions provider for schools in Ireland. So we can help you choose your AV, be it smart boards, projectors, and more importantly, as Anna said, there is the infrastructure. So if you have proper infrastructure, then you can add anything onto it. So we would work with Wi-Fi, help you design your Wi-Fi, do heat maps for your school, your gym, all of that kind of stuff. And the devices, we can help you choose devices. It could be Windows, it can be Chrome, it could be Apple, whatever you're having yourself kind of thing. And we also do the BCG machines, all of that kind of stuff, printers, cards, any kind of accessories. And I suppose for me and where my passion lies is with the ed tech. So we can supply robots, we can help you with coding, any kind of getting started. We can give you teacher guides for lessons in coding. We can help you with any kind of microbit assistive technology. And we also I work very closely with Microsoft Dreamspace, and they have a digital academy out that's free as well. So as part of that, I can help support that in your schools. And as part of that EdTech, then we've kind of moved into active learning spaces where if you have a room, we can kit it out with furniture that can be moved around, that can be used for different classes. It can be used for coding, it can be used for project work, it can be used for film, video, that kind of stuff. So we can help you out with that. And we also do help support schools with 365 and Google Workspace and that kind of stuff. And most importantly, for any schools, we have a really, really good tech support system. So we have people sitting in our office waiting to hear from you and to help you out. So like, we're in and out of schools every day of the week. We're in and out of schools 2 and 3 times every day, all of us. So we know, I suppose, your pain, and we can help you with your digital strategy, and obviously help you around the Digital Schools Award. So, I mean, I'm delighted, and everyone in Computex is delighted to support the Digital Schools Award. We'll work with you as a critical friend. Very happy to support you and help you just to close that digital divide. So, like, whatever you come across, feel free to give us a shout. Don't be overwhelmed. We're here to help. We do this all the time. Happy to help out. And my contact details are there. So we have an email address called digitalschools@computex.ie. We have free phone number 1-800-111-999, and computex.ie, our website, is under construction at the minute. There is some holding page, but we're going to have some digital schools information up there as well. So that's me. I told you I wouldn't keep you very long. Do feel free to reach out. Happy to support you.
So I am going to just close. If you have a couple of minutes before, I know we've slightly run over, but I did mention a really important part of this process is the celebration. We were recently down in Banagher College, where we had 9 Laois Offaly ETB schools celebrating the end of a journey, hopefully a continuing journey, but the end of this one. And it was a fantastic event, and it involves all of the school community, your board of management, the leaders, the teachers, the pupils, the parents. And it is a wonderful opportunity to really celebrate something worthwhile. Keep at the back of your head at the end of the day, when it comes down to sort of April and May, you're going to have a great opportunity to really showcase something very special for the school. Don't forget, sign up if you're, using Twitter, or if you're using Facebook, or if you're using any of the social media to share and to communicate and collaborate. We would love to hear from you. If you follow us, we will make sure that we, engage with you and share all of your practices. And you'll certainly see a lot of what's happening, not just in your own country, but also abroad in terms of digital. And there might be things there that you can pick up, or contacts that you can make. So do let us know, get in touch, and be part of that conversation. So the final thing, and then if there are any questions, we would love to take them. But the next steps, and as I said, these are bite-sized chunks. So just don't think about all of the work. Think about the thing that you can do today or tomorrow. And there's just basically 3 things. Identify somebody in your school who could be the coordinator for this particular aspect of your school plans. There's somebody who can sort of, oversee the sort of process, join the calls, report back, create the team, all of that. It's a really good thing to do. Then register on our website. Once you're registered, we'll welcome you. We will also be able to notify you when events and webinars are happening. Take a look at the Selfie survey if you haven't done it already. You could look at some of the resources, but you don't need to do anything yet, because when you come back in September, you will be able to create your survey, send it out, and within a couple of weeks, you'll have that data back. Final thing is, obviously, if you have a cluster, an innovation cluster, or if you're part of a network working alongside each other, supporting each other, then do spread the word. Let them know to register from today. The more company that you have almost on this journey, the more support that you will have as well. And that always feels good. So thank you so much. And we will chat again, hopefully in September.